Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching again. Today I'm going to discuss something that has been weighing heavy on my heart for a couple of months now, and I really wanted to share this with you before continuing my YouTube channel, because lately I have been uploading every week and I've been enjoying it so much, and I really want to play open cards with you guys. And I think it's something that can help a lot of you out there, because social media nowadays can really be a positive and a negative, and with me it has been a very big negative lately. So today I am going to talk about how heavy can social media weigh on your mental health. I'm going to talk about my personal issues at this point with social media, even though I'm an online creator. Let's just start with the video and get into this topic, which is going to be a little bit heavy for me to talk about, but let's do this. So for the people who just subscribed or just started watching my videos, I want to give you a little bit of a background. My name is Nochtli. I'm from the Netherlands, live in Amsterdam. I'm a Dutchie, half Mexican, half Dutch. I have been living here my whole life, and I used to be a police officer. So that is a total different thing than what I'm doing now. I was a police officer in 2 different cities, and I have done that for over 6 years. Now, I took the opportunity to switch from a very heavy job as an officer to social media, which turns out in the end to be even more heavy regarding mental health than I expected. So I switched jobs. That was about 3.5 years ago, 4 years. I have been doing social media now for, well, like I said, 3 to 4 years. I have been growing from 380 followers to 1 million people on Instagram in 2 years exactly, on the day itself, which was very special to me, but it completely changed my life. And don't get me wrong, it has changed my life for the positive, because now I actually have the ability to reach people, to help people, to have a freedom in my life that I haven't experienced at the police for a long time. I can travel, I can see my family finally again on birthdays, on parties and everything. So I have way more freedom and I am enjoying it a lot. But social media, the last year really changed the way I look at myself and my mental health a lot. And that is exactly the reason I'm making this video. Now, apart from the fact that I really wanted to create a video for you guys who are watching right now to be able to connect with, because I do feel sometimes that social media, especially Instagram and TikTok, can be like so far from you and it's not really connecting to your own life. And you're probably thinking that all these creators and all these influencers and people on social media live these perfectly lives, while most of the time people forget that behind the screens and the things you see on social media are real life humans. And like, I have a lot of struggles which I probably don't always show on Instagram, because I really decided for myself a long time ago that I want to be that positive influence on Instagram, especially because pictures don't speak. So nowadays we have stories, we have the longer videos you can upload on Instagram, and that is something I have been working on the last couple of months, years, to improve myself to be that better image for people without making them even more self-conscious or insecure when they come to my page. I really want to be that positive bubble that if you come to my page on Instagram, that you leave in a better state of mind, that you're happy, that you're maybe thinking about things that you haven't been thinking about, maybe that I put some influence in your life, that you're starting to live a healthier life, you want to join in fitness, or anything positive that you can get out of my page is something that I wanted to reach with that. But in the meantime, and in that process, I kind of lost myself. Now, if we're fast forwarding to now, I have been having anxiety attacks the last couple of 2 to 3 months, almost every other week, every 2 weeks, every other day. It really depends what happens on that day. Now you might be wondering, like, yo, but you look so amazing, you look so good on Instagram and blah blah. And like I said, Instagram is not something that I want to be a negative. I want it to be a positive world where you enter via your phone on my page whenever you arrive there. So I do share a lot of the things of my personal life indeed, but my page is mainly a fitness page, and I want to be that positive influence in anyone's life to be able to enjoy a happier, healthier lifestyle. So you won't always see me crying on Instagram or whatever. I just don't want to make things worse for someone who might be in a bad place themselves. So I do share a lot of things, and the people who follow me on Instagram absolutely know that, but I don't want to be this negative bubble on Instagram either. So in general, what we see coming by on Instagram is a very highlighted reel of someone's life. I mean, you see all these giant cars, you see these perfectly blurred out skins, the perfect makeup looks, the right lighting where you see that muscle popping out, you see the perfect physiques coming by, and all those things make you think eventually that your life is not good enough and that you are supposed to live up to the standards that you see coming by on social media. And now the weird thing is that that is not only happening with the people who aren't an influencer or an online creator or whatever you want to call it. That is also happening to me. I really like to have like an open conversation and a very honest story on here about what I have been feeling lately. In 2014, my mom passed away. I was 22. I didn't do social media yet. A couple of years later I did, and a lot of the times I've pushed my feelings aside just to be able to continue. And for me, I rolled into social media in a world that I didn't know yet. Instagram wasn't huge in the Netherlands back then, and I didn't know that it would impact me in such a high level. So what I have is anxiety attacks. And those have been building up the last couple of months. And I catch myself scrolling on my phone through Instagram, seeing other people who are also online creators who I even may have met or not. And I see and notice myself constantly comparing my own person and my social media to theirs. Maybe they are more successful at this point. Perfectly fine. But I do notice that I put myself down so much, like, oh my God, what you're doing is so bad. Oh my God, what you're doing is not going fast enough. They have these kinds of collaborations and you don't, etc., etc., etc. And that is coming from someone who is social media influencer herself. So let alone people who just scroll on that and don't even know how Instagram is actually working. So I really wanted to share that with you, and I have created this toxic environment for myself where I constantly question my own being. Who am I on social media? Who am I as a person? Am I doing well enough for my sponsors? Am I doing well enough as a person for myself? Should I be working every minute of the day? Sometimes I just don't know what to do anymore in creating ideas. And I really don't want to cry about this, but I already knew this was going to happen. So I put my tissues here. And like I said, this is something that has been building up the last couple of years. And it's not only that, besides that, I have ADHD. So for me, when I do my work, which I absolutely love, by the way, don't get me wrong, I keep on doing that. Like, I can push myself to the edge and even fall over the edge, and I probably won't notice that I need a break. So that is really my issue. And that has also been something that has been really pushing those anxiety attacks to be more frequent and getting more heavy by the day. So what an anxiety attack looks like for me is that I have been building up so much work, which I haven't done yet, and I like procrastinate so much about because of my ADHD. That is one of the things you do when you have that, and I'm a very high form of ADHD. I don't want to blame it all on that, don't get me wrong, but that is really one of the factors that makes me push my projects forward so much until the point I just burst. I have to do so many things at the same time. I have to do everything at once. The day after, 10 YouTube videos have to be done, this has to be done, that campaign is running, etc., etc., etc. And because Jeremy and I do everything together, Jeremy's my boyfriend, we're just a two-man team, and I can't work 24/7, but that is the task I'm putting on myself. So whenever I get an anxiety attack, I start to sweat a lot. I start to tremble. My heart rate is going up. I'm getting very warm from the inside. My throat is closing, and all I can do is cry. It has come to a point that I even start to question my own self-esteem. While body-wise, I'm completely fine. Like, I've accepted a lot of the things of my body that I wasn't happy with before. And I absolutely hate the fact that people think like, oh, she has over a million followers and she looks amazing. She has that fitness body, so she cannot feel bad about herself. People think that because you have such a huge following and such a perfect life on Instagram, perfect house, perfect car, that you cannot feel, or you're not allowed to feel something bad because you have those things. And like I said, body-wise, I have been over that. Of course, I had troubles with that in the past, but I have been accepting a lot of the things that I didn't like, and I have been accepting that I have a different body type than other people, so that is fine. But my own self-esteem in regards to thinking that I'm not good enough on social media, as in the content that I put out, as in the positive influence I have on people, etc., has been weighing heavy on me. And I just have the idea that I'm not doing well enough because other influencers are going faster than me. So that has been something that has been weighing very heavy on my mental health the last couple of months. Combination with my ADHD, and like I just can't keep pushing myself and I don't have a break. Really pushed me in towards this toxic place that I created for myself, because no one has ever said to me like, no, you're doing such a bad job. No one has ever said to me like, yo, look at that influencer, she's way better than you and your content does not matter. Or no one ever said to me like, yo, we're gonna fire you because your content is so bad, we're not gonna sponsor you anymore. No one has ever said that to me. But then coming back to the point that social media can be very toxic is that I know very well that you guys who are scrolling towards those perfect images on Instagram, see the perfect blurred out skins and everything, are watching that while thinking that everyone's life is constantly this perfect image of richness, of welfare, of beauty, which is not true. And that is why I wanted to create this video. I want you to know that even though someone has a lot of followers, even though someone might have a huge car, everyone is struggling with their personal story. And I think also by showing you that mentally I'm really not in a good place at this moment, I hope that you can feel a little bit better about yourself, seeing that it doesn't matter what you have. It matters what goes on in here. If your happiness is not there, then nothing matters around you. It really doesn't. So if you're struggling with your mental health because you have the idea that you're not living up to the standards on social media, please don't do that. You are human. You are allowed to feel feelings. You are allowed to feel down. Having a bad day is more than okay. And every one of us on social media has that. And I absolutely love the quote, "Comparison is the thief of joy." That is a quote that I constantly remind myself of, and something that I try to live by. But by now I have been pushing my problems aside for such a long time that it's not really working like that anymore. And everything that I try to tell myself and stay positive is just not working anymore, because I have been pushing this aside for such a long time. Now, this has also a lot to do with the fact that in 2014, my mom passed away. Probably a lot of you know that if you follow me on Instagram, because I do share the bad times there too, but not every day, of course. I haven't done anything with those feelings and that grief for over 6 years. So all of that build up together is making me have these anxiety attacks. So if you're watching this video and you think like, oh my God, look at her. Look at her. She has such a large following on social media, and wow, she still has issues. Just know that it is okay to ask for help. If you're not feeling in a right place of mind, in a right mental health state at this moment, don't be afraid to ask for help. Maybe from a family member, maybe it's your best friend who you can talk to. For me, it has been that I finally, after having it led to come to this point, that I have taken action to take on therapy. I literally was on the phone with my new therapist yesterday, and I am so relieved that I finally took the step to do that. I always thought that taking therapy was for people who were sick, for people who were depressed, for people who were like having such worse anxiety attacks and all kinds of stuff than I do. I thought that my problems weren't bad enough and weren't valid for me to take therapy. And with me, it's also that I affect the people around me. I mean, I work with Jeremy 24/7 while we're also in a relationship. So if I don't feel good all of the time or most of the time and I get those anxiety attacks, it really affects him. So I also don't want that for him, obviously. But the first point is that I just want to be my happy own self again. Because I absolutely love social media at this point, while I hate it at the same time. I do very much realize that social media is not the main issue of my problem. It is my own mental state that is part of that problem, and social media just makes that worse, of course. But knowing that I have a problem and actually taking action from that point on is so important. Because if you know from yourself that by scrolling through all those perfect images, you will not feel better, maybe then you should unfollow the people that make you feel that way. Maybe you should take breaks of your phone, because we are constantly on this thing. We constantly want that new. We want to see everything. And that is actually a brain thing, that you need to constantly see new things. And with the swipe of your thumb or of your index finger, you can. And it makes it so easy to get addicted to social media. Now, all in all, this is just something I wanted to discuss with you. And like I said, if you ever need help, if you are in a bad place mentally, just seek out to help a therapist, a best friend, maybe someone who you trust. Just talk to people. That has been my biggest problem. I don't talk to people. I keep everything to myself. And I think I can handle the world. Well, I can't. So probably a lot of people who know me are watching this video and think like, huh? For me, sometimes it's easier to talk to a camera and talk to you guys who I don't necessarily know on a personal level, knowing that I can actually help someone by putting myself out there, by putting my own vulnerable self online. That is so valuable to me, and that is exactly why I love social media. Because in the fitness world and in the health world in particular, I have the feeling that if you do right and if you can actually make that positive influence in other people's lives, you should. And that is why I love social media. It connects people. I can actually spread awareness about mental health. I can spread awareness about body positivity. I can help you reach a better version of you. And that is why I want to continue social media. But it is also the reason I reached out to a therapist and know that I want this whole issue, this needs to be out of me, because I cannot be that example for you guys. When I'm in this mental state, I don't make the people around me happy with it, and I just want to be better. I want to end this video with doing something that I never thought I would do in a video, but we were talking about perfectness on social media. I've done my makeup flawlessly today. And it's also time to take it off, because I want you to see that not everything is perfect. That not every influencer is looking perfect on camera every freaking day. We are humans and we are real. So by taking my makeup off, I just want to make a statement to everyone who's watching this right now, that you are a beautiful person inside out, and you don't have to live up to the perfect standards of beauty on social media. So hi, this is me without makeup. I just wanted you girls and guys to see that not everything is perfect here. Not everything has to be flawless and smoothened out and whatever and beautiful because of a ring light behind the camera, etc. You are human, and that's completely fine. So if you're having a bad day at this moment, honey, it is more than okay. All right. If you want to comment anything about your own story, maybe you have tips and tricks for anxiety attacks, I don't know, just comment it down below, and I'm more than happy to go into a conversation with you. Because like I said, I really wanted to make this video first and foremost for me, actually, because I want to be open, I want to be transparent on YouTube, and I actually get a lot of energy from making YouTube videos at this. It really lifts my spirit, and that's why I continue to keep uploading. And no, of course not, I won't feel good every single day, but I'm working on that. I'm working on it for me, by me, everything, and then with help of a therapist, of course. But I want to get better, and I just want this whole negative energy in me out of my body, so I can just continue to help others and try to be that positive bubble, maybe in the lives of the people that are watching me. And fitness, by the way, also helps me a lot with that. I can put my energy in that, I can put my time in it. It makes me feel good because of the endorphins and everything. So all in all, I just have a lot of work to do, but I wanted you guys to be involved in this. I will definitely keep you updated throughout the videos. And yeah, just let you know how things go. But know that I'm fine, I have good people around me, and I'm gonna work on this. I really am. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll talk to you in the comment section, I guess. Thanks, guys.